Hello again, everyone. Edwin Learnard back once again. In this YouTube astrological segment, I'm going to be giving you my Taurus October 2018 horoscope forecast. And yes, this does apply and pertain to the Sun, Moon, and Ascendant. Anyway, people, first thing up is, as far as October goes, the Sun will be in Libra from the 1st until the 23rd. So the 6th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. At this time, there could be a strong concentration of energy, focus, and attention on work-related and health-related matters, the daily routine, service, also pets, an aunt, an uncle perhaps as well, and hygiene. And given that this is Libra energy, this could be done, well, it could be done with a lot of ambivalence and indecision. It could be done with a lot of weighing the pros and cons, a lot of tact and diplomacy, and especially with, matters perhaps with employees and an aunt or uncle perhaps. Really with a lot of fairness and really about dispersing energy very evenly. And perhaps with a lot of negotiation, and there might be some reconciliation involved as well, given that this is Libra energy. Now, anyway, well, the next thing up is, as far as October goes, the Sun will be in Scorpio from the 23rd until the 31st. So the 7th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. At this time, there could be a strong concentration of energy, focus, and attention on relationships, partnership situations, a grandmother even, open adversaries, legalities, negotiations, compromise even. And given that this is Scorpio energy, well, this could be done with a lot of emotional intensity, a lot of resourcefulness, perhaps even guile. Especially matters with open adversaries. A lot of it is a lot of a deep penetrating energy going beyond subterfuge and superficiality. And really given, you have this fixed energy. It can be done in a very willful and intractable manner as well. And anyway, well, the next thing I want to talk about is that you're going to have, there's going to be a new moon in Libra on October 8th. So the 6th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. So at this time, well, in some cases, this could be about perhaps a new work relationship, or it could be maybe somebody you may connect with at work. That may be it may be a new relationship that somebody you meet at work or prominent in your health life and daily routine. It could be with a Libra, a new Libra person, could be a Libra Sun, Moon, or Ascendant person, or simply one that embodies Libra-like characteristics. It could be a new period too, where perhaps there's some kind of reconciliation or compromise with somebody, maybe at your workplace, perhaps, or even a new Libra-like position in terms of employment. It could be something with arbitration or something with the law, such as starting work as a paralegal or attorney or judge, or somebody that works with something marriage-related, relationship-related, such as working as a marriage counselor, doing something with art, such as pottery, sculpting, drawing, painting. And it could be, in some cases, though, this could also manifest in a new Libra, like health problems, such as something with the, perhaps with the lower back, something that could be Libra-related, or even kidneys. So anyway, and especially, like, say, if this is in your actual natal chart, this is making an inconjunct to your ascendant. So anyway, well, the next thing up is, well, there will be a full moon in Taurus on October 24th. So the first house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. So at this time for Taurus, well, the thing that I look at as far as this goes, well, it's kind of a little bit paradoxical. I mean, you're going to have a full moon in Taurus, but it's going to fall in the first house of new beginnings. So what could happen is this could be something where you might wind up becoming maybe tired. Well, first off, I mean, this could manifest in perhaps being tired, exasperated, full of perhaps a overly obstinate, stubborn person that may be from your early childhood. But going back to, I mean, you could have something end that might really maybe such as an over-limiting outlook perhaps on life that could come to a completion or conclusion. This could be something where a period of intransigence or being overly stubborn, which could limit your outlook, can come to a completion, and you may embark on something new that could be Taurus-like as a result, because of course this is a full moon, but you're talking about the first house of new beginnings, and it might lead you to do something, start something Taurus-like. Could be just something monetary related in general. It could be something Taurus-like, such as something with gardening or doing stockbroker work, banking, something with finance. It could be where you do a completion of something connected with the physical body. That could be, I mean, that could be such as working out vigorously to improve your body. It could be a completion. It could be something that required like a lot of latent Taurus energy, and as a result, you are able to perhaps start something like a new beginning connected with something Taurus related. This could also, I mean, this could be in some cases a revelation or unveiling of some kind. It could be something, maybe something about yourself that comes out. Perhaps it could be maybe something about, or somebody perhaps from your early childhood that maybe was overly avaricious or greedy, a quality that comes out that you weren't cognizant of before, or maybe somebody that was prominent in your outlook on life. Or maybe it could even manifest perhaps in maybe some quality about yourself where there's this Taurus-like revelation that comes out and you become cognizant of. So anyway, next thing up is, as far as October goes, Mercury will be in Libra from the 1st until the 9th. So the 6th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. So at this time, well, this could manifest perhaps in really emphasizing really diplomatic and tactful communications at your workplace, in your daily routine with an aunt and uncle perhaps. This could be about really weighing the pros and cons mentally, perhaps of some health-related matter. It could be over some decisions at work, your employment that you may have to make. It could be over matters with an aunt or uncle or someone prominent in your daily routine. Remember also that, as I've stated in previous videos, Mercury can also be about siblings. So this could be where in some cases that Libra siblings might figure more prominently in your daily routine, your work life, perhaps, and maybe even over health matters. It could be Libra, Sun, Moon, or Ascendant people, or simply ones that embody Libra-like characteristics. So anyway, and another way this could manifest perhaps is that you might be going through, perhaps, I mean, you might be having a lot of conversations that may be Libra related, such as something with law, litigation, something with attorneys, and they might be more, in these conversations, they may be more prominent in one's daily routine. And also you might be thinking about the pros and cons and being rather indecisive, ambivalent regarding perhaps service that you may be rendering to somebody. So anyway, next thing up is Mercury will be in Scorpio as far as October goes, from the 9th until the 31st. So the 7th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. At this time, you might find yourself having very deep, penetrating, insightful, provocative conversations with a significant other, with others in general. It could be also with a grandmother even, and also where you're really more probing and incisive in your communications with these people. And again, Mercury can be more than just about communications. It could be about siblings as well. This could be a time too where you may have Scorpio siblings. Could be Scorpio sun, moon, or ascendant people, or simply ones that embody Scorpio-like characteristics that might figure more prominently than usual in your relationships, and maybe are there in terms of legal matters as well, one way or another. Of course, if Mercury is making a lot of positive aspects to natal points in your chart, they could be there in a beneficial way. In some cases, maybe you might have a Scorpio or Scorpio-like sibling that may actually become an open adversary or a legal opponent in some cases. So anyway, and you could find yourself talking about Scorpio-like matters such as the occult, supernatural, astrology, the macabre, things of Scorpio-like nature that might come out with others in general. With a grandmother, it could be a significant other, someone you're even in a business partnership with. So anyway, well, hold on a second, people. Sorry about that. Well, the next thing up is Venus will be in Scorpio this month, and as far as October goes, it will be retrograde from the 6th until the 31st, and the 7th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. At this time, well, this could be a time too, if you are unattached to Taurus, you might connect with a Scorpio sun, moon, or ascendant, which could wind up becoming ultimately a significant other. And that it could be a Scorpio sun, moon, or ascendant, or simply one that embodies Scorpio-like characteristics. This could be a time where you might have some enjoyment in something Scorpio-like, such as astrology, psychology, the occult, supernatural, magic. And really, and this could be shared perhaps with a significant other, maybe with some business partner if you're friendly with that person. It could be a grandmother even. And also you may value going beyond the surface and superficial in matters and legalities and open adversaries as well. You might find yourself with doing a lot of intense spending and maybe secretive spending on legal matters or arbitration, or it could be involved in some kind of negotiation with somebody or some kind of compromise, and you might be spending a lot of money in an investigative manner, so to speak, getting to the bottom of things in legal situations or some matter with an open enemy or adversary. Given it's going to be retrograde for a good part of the month, you might find yourself going back to a Scorpio relationship at this time, which might ultimately lead to some kind of marriage or very strong significant other type situation. It could be a Scorpio sun, moon, or ascendant, or simply one that embodies Scorpio-like characteristics. So anyway, next thing up, Mars will be in Aquarius, so the 10th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. At this time, well, you might put a lot of energy and vitality, might be sporadic and erratic given it's Aquarius, into your career and your reputation and public image, and also really establishing more of a reputation and public image by putting a lot of selfless and humanitarian energy into those things that would impact that. And it might be a time too where you might find yourself getting into more very spontaneous, unpredictable, unusual arguments. It could be with the dominant parent, an authority figure, someone prominent in your career, and also fights with friends and acrimonious, contentious situations with them may impact your public image and reputation. And also, too, you might find yourself becoming angry with bizarre, unusual, or idiosyncratic behavior from a dominant parent, from authority figures, someone prominent in your career or plays a role in your public image and reputation. I mean, so anyway, next thing up, Jupiter will be in Scorpio still, so the 7th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. At this time, well, as I've talked about previously, Jupiter can be paradoxical, it can be very strongly benign and benevolent, but it could also be, a tendency to enlarge and expand. In this case, it could expand surreptitious, even nefarious activity perhaps in your relationships. It could be a business partnership matter, or with a significant other, a grandmother even in some cases. This could be too about perhaps luck and fortune making a transformation in your relationships. It could be about also going luck. It could be fortuitous for going beyond superficiality and subterfuge in relationships, in matters with open adversaries. It could be about luck through guile in conquering open adversaries and resourcefulness. So anyway, and also too, the way this could manifest could be is putting a lot of exuberance and enthusiasm in Scorpio-like things that you may collaborate on with others. It could be something connected with astrology, the occult, supernatural, magic, locksmithing, doing something connected with the macabre. It could be some kind of investigation, something Scorpio-like. So anyway, well, the next thing up is Saturn will be in Capricorn still, so the 9th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. At this time, you may find yourself dealing with a lot of restrictions and limitations, perhaps connected with long-distance traveling. It could be connected maybe with higher education or traveling abroad. And another way this can manifest perhaps is you might find yourself wind up taking care of a sickly or debilitated in-law or grandchild. It could be something Capricorn related, such as something with the knees, the bones, and the joints, and it might make you feel rather despondent and melancholy. This could also be about giving more structure and discipline, perhaps in religious matters, in matters with higher education, traveling abroad, and maybe even with publishing. That could indicate some restrictions with publishing. In some cases, it might be some kind of government-related thing that causes a restriction with that. But it could also be about taking, doing a lot of laborious work in connection with 9th house matters, such as publishing. It could be, and really about taking a lot of serious responsibility to 9th house matters, such as a higher education, and maybe even matters connected with in-laws and grandchildren as well. So anyway, next thing up is Uranus will be in Taurus still. So the 1st house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. So at this time, you may find yourself in some cases making an unusual change to your appearance. Especially if this is actually hitting the 1st house in a natal chart. You may come across as more innovative, ingenious, even eccentric, but you also have to be careful of more of a propensity toward electric shock at this time as well. And maybe you might even be connected with shocking behavior at this time. Taurus-like Taurus friendships may have a stronger impact on your outlook on life at this time. They could be Taurus, Sun, Moon, or Ascendant people, or simply ones that embody Taurus-like characteristics. And this could be a time where you really, when I look at this too, you could really be about really making an unusual first impression on somebody, and it really could be a lot different than what you're accustomed to doing. So, and you might become a lot more interested in Uranus-like things, such as astronomy, aerospace, astrology, or another esoteric subject, innovation, computers, and electronics. So anyway, well, the next thing up is Neptune will be in Pisces still. So the 11th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. So at this time, well, sadly, in some cases, this could be about the dissipation and dissolving, perhaps, of friends. It could be acquaintances, or maybe you feel that it could be connected with aspirations and goals. You might be dealing with a future that might seem rather nebulous and unclear at this time, dealing with betrayal, deception, duplicity from friends. Also, another way this can manifest, though, on a positive note, is that you might find yourself doing something in terms of an aspiration or goal that could be Neptune related. It could be, for example, dancing, poetry, chemistry, photography, something with special effects or illusion, the metaphysical, which could include astrology, or just anything that could be Neptune related. But also be careful that how false prophets might impact your aspirations and goals at this time, or they might be some false prophets in some group, club, or organization that you may be involved with. So be wary at this time, and again, for friends, that might be rather deceptive and duplicitous. Hold on a second, people. Sorry about that. Next thing up, Pluto will still be in Capricorn, so the 9th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. So at this time, well, in some cases, this could be about covert government work. And again, I know a lot of you don't want me to say the dreaded D word, but you know I'm going to anyway. That in some cases, this could be about a literal death. It could be of an in-law or a grandchild, perhaps. And two, this could be a time too. I mean, Pluto can obliterate and destroy and tear down. It could be certain philosophies that maybe you're eliminating at this time. It could be where, I mean, but at the same time, I mean, Pluto can also supplant. So when something's destroyed or obliterated, connected with Pluto, can often be supplanted. This could be time too where perhaps terrorism might really affect your traveling abroad at this time. Long distance travel, you might have power struggles with people in foreign countries or people that are just foreigners. It could be power struggles with in-laws, grandchildren at this time. And really another thing too is that, I mean, there might be a very strong transformation you might be going through in religion and philosophy. So, and I think too, I mean, Pluto energy, I think, could be rather forceful as well. And it could be something where you'd be careful as far as indoctrination goes, as far as some religious idea or thought may go at this time. And anyway, and also you might feel like you're gaining power through publishing at this time as well. And so anyway, next thing up, the North Node will be in Leo still, so the 4th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. So at this time, when we're talking about the North Node could be about in transit, what issues that one may have to address or confront. Given that this is Leo in the 4th house, this could be a domineering, overbearing, arrogant, bombastic. It could be a family member. Could often be the less dominant parent, which is often the mother, or someone you simply feel close to home with. And remember too that the 4th house is about the end of life, so it could be something where you need, I mean, really it could just simply be about being maybe extravagant, maybe making some expensive payments that are connected with getting as far as preparation for the end of life. It could be some kind of investment or some kind of savings that you may start where you might be spending a little more than you originally anticipated, getting prepared for that latter part of life. So also about, you may be directed toward taking a lot of pride in your roots and traditions and doing them with dignity, and also about taking pride who you are at the core as well. And home expenses could be more extravagant than usual, and you might feel like, I mean, the future may be involved with having to spend a little more on making some kind of a transition as far as your home life goes at this time as well. And also it could be a period where you feel like you need to be lauded and praised more for efforts that are connected with the home and the family life and people that you are close to home with as well. So anyway, next thing up is the Black Moon Lilith will be in Aquarius still. So the 10th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted at this time. Well, this could be about a rather formidable Aquarius adversary that might emerge, that might play a strong role in your public image, your reputation. It could be an Aquarius sun, moon, or ascendant, or simply one that embodies Aquarius-like characteristics. This could be somebody that really, another way this could manifest is that somebody 10th house related might be exhibiting very bizarre, unusual, radical, idiosyncratic behavior. It could be the dominant parent, which is often the father, someone prominent in your career. It could be an authority figure. And also, too, when you're talking about the Black Moon Lilith, this could be about what could put one in a strong state of fright or trepidation. And in some cases, this could be about losing the freedom and independence with your career. In some cases, this could be about maybe a public image that might be rather boring or orthodox or overly conventional. Also, too, when you're talking about the Black Moon Lilith, it could also be about something that could become unveiled or revealed that you didn't want to come out of the bag, so to speak, but it does come out anyway. And this could be about, in some cases, maybe some unusual career interest one may have. It could be something, looking at this, I mean, something that could be maybe rather bizarre and unusual connected with you that might strongly impact your public image or your reputation, or maybe something about the dominant parent, which is rather, it might be seen as rather bizarre, unusual, or that might come out that you didn't want to come out, but yet it does anyway. So anyway, the next thing up, last but not least, Chiron will be in Pisces, and the 11th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. So at this time, well, Chiron, of course, I mean, could be about emotional wounds, sometimes physical ones even, I believe. Because we're talking about Chiron and Pisces and the 11th house, this could be about dealing with deception and duplicity with friends and acquaintances, going through some emotional wounds in connection with them, maybe dealing with perhaps having unrealistic goals and aspirations. It could be that maybe your future is rather nebulous and unclear, and you're going through some suffering because of this. Now, another thing, too, it could be also maybe about dealing with betrayal from friends, from acquaintances at this time as well. Maybe being overly passive regarding your aspirations and goals, and maybe trying to take control of your future, being overly passive as far as those matters go. And that could be, you know, obviously you could be facing strong repercussions because of that. But at the same time, remember that Chiron is the wounded healer. So in areas that you might be having some struggles and going through some suffering in connection with Chiron and Pisces in the 11th house, you could help others out, deal with comparable situations and problems, and do so with a lot of Pisces like empathy, compassion, self-sacrifice, and even idealism. Anyway, people, that'll conclude this YouTube astrological segment for my Taurus October 2018 horoscope forecast. Stay tuned next time, where I'll be giving you my Gemini October 2018 horoscope forecast. Two things I want to get with you on before I head out. Firstly, the stars may impel but do not compel. And secondly, never isolate any single astrological element, aspect, planetary placement, position, configuration, influence, or what have you, and make an analysis of a person, astrologically speaking, based on this alone, because astrologically speaking, the person is the sum of all their components in their natal chart, and not just one. Until next time, people, stay well.